Immersion in spiritual problems. Flying high. Idleness of life. BD0851 from April 6, 1939, taken from book number 17. The only possibility for the human being to leave the valley of earth matured and completely is to consciously immerse himself in spiritual problems, for only then will the spirit in the human being become active through free will, and the distance from the divine original spirit will then decrease to the same extent as the human being complies with the desire within himself which is directed towards the Father of the universe. And thus it follows that the separation from the earthly child to the Father is not insurmountable, and that it is only up to the individual's will to bridge this gulf, and this through precisely that flight into spiritual spheres which can be completely successful if the earthly child consciously devotes itself to this work. Anyone who only sees his earthly task in spiritually distancing himself from earth, who believes he will find his true home far above earth, and who, through the strength of this belief, seeks contact with this spiritual world, will again and again have the opportunity to increase his knowledge of spiritual things, and he will be introduced to everything he needs to know and can thus undertake the high flight in complete certainty of reaching the final aim. Thus the earthly world can only ever be looked at with worldly eyes, it fulfills worldly desires and is also exploited in every respect in a purely worldly way, whereas the spiritual eye can wander into endless distances, and what it sees there satisfies the spirit's longing and is therefore desired and striven for again and again. People do not consider what spiritual attention is at their disposal, they disregard that which exceeds all earthly value. They chase after pseudo-goods and carelessly pass by real wealth, and their end will be that they will have to recognize the idleness of their life. They will leave the valley of the earth in the poorest spiritual state and will have to struggle bitterly in the beyond for what they could easily acquire on earth and rejected through their own fault where it was offered to them. Amen.